Today, we're going to be designing a hero section, but before we get into that part, what is a hero section? When you visit a website on your phone or on your desktop, you'll notice that some pages may have a big section just below the navigation, usually very catchy. And why exactly would they choose to use that? That is what we call a hero section. Why would they choose to put a hero section just below the navigation? First, it's going to create a first impression for the user. So if I visit a site and I see a very captivating hero section, I might want to engage more with the website because I see that they've taken some time to create some sort of engagement for me by creating a very beautiful hero section. The second thing is if you use high quality images or videos on your hero section, you could create some sort of emotional connection between the users and your product or your company or the service you're trying to market. The last thing is well-placed call to actions will increase conversions, and that is going to help to direct the users to perform a specific action on your site. Now, this is what I mean. If, for example, you're trying to market a product and you want to sell more, you might choose to use something like start shopping, definitely with a captivating headline, and this could encourage the user or help the user to understand best what you need from them. Now that we understand what the hero section is and the benefits of using a hero section, what exactly are the key components of a hero section? Every hero section should contain a concise and powerful statement that communicates exactly what you're trying to sell. It could be the values or the purpose of the website. The second thing is the sub-headline, which usually is also short and supports the main heading. The third thing is going to be the description, which is more detailed and expatiates on what you're trying to sell using that hero section. The last but one should be visuals. So use high quality images or videos, and the last thing should be a call to action. So you need to help the user understand what you need from them. So a call to action could be book a consultation, it could be get a quote, it could be contact us, it could be start shopping, it could be buy now, it could be anything. It just needs to be strategic. Now that we've understood what the hero section is, I think it's time for us to start designing. To start designing our hero section, we need to make sure that we have a frame, which is something I already created. Then we are going to add in our text because we already have a text here. I'll just duplicate it. We have a headline, we have a subheading, and we have a description. Finally, we have our CTA. So what I'm going to do is to add in the background. Come to where we have rectangle. I'm just going to draw, make sure that it covers the full width. Then I'm going to give it a height of 900. So the next thing I'm going to do is to add the images. But in order to do that, I want to create a placeholder first. So I'm going to select the rectangle tool. I will just draw a rectangle. A couple of rectangles are going to occupy the images. So they will serve as placeholders for now. Let me change the fill so we can see exactly what we are doing. I'll just duplicate this option and drag it down on Alt key for Windows. I'm going to select the three and we are going to come to where we have the fill. Plus, I want to change this to an image placeholder. So I'll just click on image and we have our image placeholder. The next thing I want to do is to bring in a headline, a subheading, a description, and a CTA. So this is a headline. I'll just hold an option to duplicate. I will bring it down. I will just reduce the width. And we are going to give this a heading 1. Okay, I'll bring this up. The next thing I'm going to do is to bring in this text, which is going to serve as a subheading. Control C to copy, and I'll duplicate the headline, and I'll just paste this in. Okay, now I want this to be smaller. It doesn't need to occupy so much space. It doesn't need to be really visible. The headline needs to be the first thing that is noticed by the user. So I'll give this a caption size, just something really small, and I'll drag it up. It seems like it's really small, so I will have to increase it again, but I want it to occupy the same width just like the headline. So I will increase it again to body size. I think I'm okay with this. Now I want to bring in the description. I'll just select copy. I will duplicate the sub heading and I will just paste in the text. Okay, now that we have a description under, I would like to bring in the CTA. So I will want us to create a very quick button right now. Make sure that the text is selected, then we're going to come to our styles, and I want to give this a body of 16, but we're going to change this to bold. So I'll just disconnect this particular style from all the styles, and we are going to make the weight bold. Now let's create a very quick button. Shift A to give it an auto layout. I want us to change our fill. Our fill is going to be green. Okay, let's look for this green. And let's change the black color of the text to white for better contrast. Okay, so we have that in place. Something I don't like is the spacing between the text. So I'll just select this. We're going to come to where we have the heading style. I'll click on it, and we're going to click on the edit style. I want us to change the line height. So the paragraph spacing is going to be, I'll just reduce it when I see that it looks a little bit better. Okay, I think it looks okay here. I won't change it anymore. I'll just bring this up. Okay. Now that we have this in place, I still want us to play around with the padding of the button. So I'll just give it a padding of 16. That's the vertical padding. Then the horizontal padding, I'm going to give it 40. Then we're going to change the radius. So let's give this a border radius of 16. Okay, no, let's change it to 999, so it should be fully rounded. Great, I think I like this now. I also want to come and change the radius of the images. So I'll select all the three, holding down shift and clicking. Then I'm going to come to where we have the corner radius. I'll give this 16. Okay, so we have a heading and we have a description. The next thing I would like to do is to change the background of the hero section. Let's turn off our layout grid. Make sure that the frame is selected, come to where we have the eye grid, and I'll just click on the eye icon to hide it. Now let's select the background. I'm going to click on fill, and we're going to sample the green color of the button, where we're going to give it a very light shade of that said green. Now I like the way it looks. The next thing we're going to do is to change the color of the subheading. So with this selected, I'll just come to where we have fill and sample this green color. And I think I like how it looks for now. I think I'm going to delete some of the text for the subheading is too long. Shop the latest trends and essentials. Okay, I'll just delete this. I'll just leave the subheading to be shop the latest trends and essentials. Okay. Now I'll select both the heading and the subheading. Hit Shift A to give it auto layout, and we are going to give it vertical gap of 12. Then I'm going to select this and the description. Hit Shift A, and we're going to give it a vertical gap of 40. Then we're going to select the button. Hit Shift A, and we're going to give it a vertical gap of 80. Okay, now I think I like how this looks. I want to select this section and this image, and I want us to align it properly. So with both selected, I'll come to where we have our alignment properties, and I'm just going to click on align vertical centers, and it aligns it the way I like it. The very last thing I want to do before we add in our images is going to change this text. I want to change the text color to something a little bit light. So we'll just move to select the color that we want, and when I'm pleased with it, I'm going to stop. So we just leave it at this. So it's going to be 414040. Okay, so I think I like how this looks. Now it's time for us to add our images. So I'm going to select the very first rectangle, come to where we have our resources icon, and we are going to type in pixels. I want us to use a free stock image. I will just select the very first option. So I'll just click on run. So I want us to add some products. Let's enter bags. I'm going to select this bag. Okay, I'll select the next square. I want us to put shoes. I want us to put shoes that could blend with the background. Okay, I'll select this. Let's try this. That's fine. Then I want us to find somebody who is smiling. So it shows that they're happy with what they see. Okay, so I think this is good. I don't know if something is missing. I feel like I should add something just to give it a little pop. So I'll select this first one and we are going to add a stroke. So I'll just add a stroke, increase it a little bit. I want the stroke to be outside. Now I want it to have a light shade of this green. Let's see how it looks. If not, we're going to sample the yellow and see how it looks. Okay, I think I like that. So just to play around with this, I will shift this a little bit to the left. And I'm also going to add a stroke here. So our stroke here was 14. I want us to add the same size. So it's going to be 14. And it needs to be outside. Then I want us to sample the color. So this is going to be this color. But I will just move it a little bit. Okay. Then this one, we're going to sample green. Because you can see that she has some green on her dress. I'll just move that up just a little bit. And I think I like how this looks for now. So we've succeeded in creating a hero section. A hero section has a subheading, it has the headline, it has a description, and it has a call to action, and it has images, high quality images. So we can simply around with this. We could change the exposure, the contrast, we could play with the saturation. The same thing with the lady. We could change the exposure, we could change the contrast. So I need to shift this to see what I'm doing. Just to give it a kind of unique look. Then for the back, we could change the exposure just a little bit, the contrast, and we have succeeded in creating a hero section. So there are so many designs that could go for hero section. It could be a background video, it could be a background image, it could be different shapes placed here, it could be anything. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you've learned something today and see you in our next tutorial. Till then, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to share.